Good day, folks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a grade 10 mathematics literacy question paper 1. It's a year 2024 from the Northwest Province. I'm going to answer these questions and show you how to answer these questions. Paper 1, guys, it consists mainly the data handling and the finance and the integrated questions with probability. Those questions will have probability. And what else? What else? And it's data handling. And what else? And the tariffs as well. So the financial document, which is the tariff. So that's what we're going to look at. Mainly paper 1, it has that. It has that. So in all paper 1's grade 10, it's going to have that. Yeah, let's cut the chase, guys. Let's look at question 1. Question 1, it says Jessica and her family are planning to go to holiday to a nearby holiday resort during the December holidays. The table below shows that their budget presented to her dad. Jessica's family budget for December 2024. Guys, these two columns, it's the income, it's the money that comes in, and this is the expenditure, it's the money that I've spent. There's the total of the incomes and the total expenditure. There, guys, I forgot to tell you, if you're new on my YouTube channel, don't make a mistake without watching my video, without subscribing. You'll miss a lot. I'll do paper 2 as well, so you'll miss out when I upload paper 2. Let's cut the chase. It says use the above document to answer the questions. It says define budget. So, guys, when we talk about budget, we are talking about the summary, um, summary of expected, income and expenses. For a period of time. But now here is going to be a what? A month, because we are dealing with a December month, right? Now, number 1.2, it says write down the amount of total expenditure in words without numbers, without numerals. So the total expenditure here, it's that one. So it's going to be 20. You can see it's 21,350 rand. It's 21,000, 21,300, 350, 350, right? Rands. All right, 1.3, it says name one item that is occasionally expenditure. Occasionally, it's an expense that is not there every month. So if you look at these municipalities, not occasional, it's fixed. And cell phone insurance, rent a car payment, it's that one. It's a Christmas gift. The occasional, guys, it's a variable. So it's a Christmas gift. Christmas gift. Guys, it's windy here in Cape Town, specifically where I live. So I'm not sure if you hear the wind. Determine the mom's monthly salary if she works for 8 hours per day. Let's look at the incomes there. We have dad income, we have mom's income, and then it's 5,500 for half a day, which is 4 hours. The half a day is 4 hours. Now they see here, write down the where is it? Determine the mom's salary if she works 8 hours, which is twice the half a day, which is the full day, right? The full day, which is 8 hours. So what are you going to do there? So you're gonna take the total. You're gonna take the 5,500 times by what? Times by 2. It's gonna be 11,000. It's gonna be 11,000 if my math is correct. Yeah, for 8 hours. I hope that makes sense, guys. Now it says write down the name of the most expensive expenditure. Let's look at the numbers there. The most expensive expenditure, we have 3,600, 850, 2,750, 5,500, 4,700, 4,000. So it's a what? It's a rent payment, right? We'll write down the most expensive expenditure. It's a rent payment. The rent payment. That's a rent payment. So they didn't want the amount, guys. They want what is it? The name. They said the name, not the amount. 1.6 is determine the minimum value in rands of the expenditure. So the minimum value there in the expenditure is 850. So it's 850 rands, right? Remember, guys, I said in rand, so you must put the R there. Now, 1.7, it says during the planning phase of the holiday, the family came across a document with question which they had to complete. In this document, the travel agency wanted to determine certain likes and dislike of clients when traveling. Name the type of data collection instrument. This data collection instrument, guys, it's called questionnaire. It's a document with question. It's called questionnaire. Questionnaire. The questionnaire, it's with double N, yeah, one R or one I. Okay, let's go to question number two. Question number two, guys, it has an annexure. It says Jessica's dad, Bernard, showed his bank statement for October 2024 to her. Now, annexure A is also shown an extract of his bank charges structure. So, guys, it says all bank charges will be debited at the month end. Guys, this question, we use the annexure, this annexure, right? This is the bank statement, right? It's a current account bank statement, current account, which means it's the type of account. And then here are the debit, which is the money that is going out. These, the credit, is the money that is coming in the account. This is the balance. This is an opening balance in the 1st of October there, right? Money coming out, money coming in. And this is the period of October. It's monthly statement. This is the branch, the account number, the name of the person. And these are the charges for the bank. These are the charges for the bank for payments, the stop order, debit order, withdrawals, and so forth and so forth. Guys, let's go and answer the questions. It says in 2.1.1, write down that the branch number is indicated. The branch number, guys, I'm not going to write it. I'm going to show where it is as I've shown you before. It's this. You write this number. It's 179462. Let me write it. 179642. That's the branch number of that bank. Number 2.1.2, it says calculate the balance on the 2nd of May. The balance on the 2nd of May, balance. Right, let's go to the balance on the 2nd of May. So on the 1st of May, the opening balance was 14,000, right? 14,680 rands. And then this is where the money came in. So you're going to take this money and add that one. And then on the 2nd now, this money came out, was taken out of the account. It was a stop order for an insurance. So the balance here is going to be this amount, 14,680. 14,680 plus the money that was on the credit. It was 500. Okay, let's go back. It's 557 rand and minus 2,700. It's 57 rand plus 57 rand minus 2,000. We forgot 2,700. 2,700 rands. So you punch that in the calculator. It's gonna give you 12,037 rand. That's the money, that's the balance that you have on the second. Now, 2.1.3, it says calculate the total amount spent by paying with a debit card for October 2024. So we're going to look at the expenditure for the debit card. Here's the debit card first, which is it's a 940. Here's another debit card, another debit card. Here's another debit card, 1660. There's no another debit card there. So we wanted the total amount of this. So 940 plus 1660. So the total there is going to be 940 plus 1660. So when you punch that in the calculator, it's going to be 2600 rands. Sorry, guys. Now, 2.14 calculated the bank charges as a percentage of the salary. So, bank charges as a percentage of the salary. So, basically, here, what do we want? We go to the bank charges. Where are the bank charges? The bank charges here, it's 5. Let me highlight it. This is the bank charges versus the salary. What is the percentage of this out of this salary? Right, the salary is 28,000 and the bank charges it's 577 rand 50. What is the percentage of that out of the salary? That's what it wants. So the percentage of that, so it's gonna be 500 and 500, it's 557 rand 50 divide by the salary, it's 28,000, and then we multiply by 100. So it's gonna be 1.99%, which is gonna be what, 2%. So the bank charges out of the salary, it's 2%. Out of this 28,000, the bank charges is 2%. Let's move on. Now, 2.15, it says by using the debit entries only, which is the debit order, the debit entries only. So we're going to look at this column only, right? That's what they're saying. By using the debit entries only, calculate the probability to randomly select the amount that is less than 200. So first of all, let's go and see how many are there debit entries. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 of them. Now, out of the 8, how many that are less than what? Forgot the question. That are less than 2,500. So, what are the chances of selecting the debit entry or the debit entry that is less than what? Than 2,500. So, let's look at the ones that are less than 2,500. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's 4 of them. 4 out of 8, that means it's a half. So let's go and calculate it. So the probability of getting a debit order that is less than 2,500, it's going to be 4 out of what? Out of 8, right? So they said give your answer in decimal. So 4 out of 8 is going to be 1 over 2, which is going to be 0.5. So that means it's a half chances. It's half chances. If they wanted it in percentage, you're going to times by 100, and it was going to be what, 50%. So it's 50-50 chances of getting the less than. But they didn't ask this. They wanted this. 2.1.6. It says Bernard claims that his bank charges on cash withdrawal will be less than 20 rand. It says verify showing all the calculation if his statement is valid. So Bernard withdrawn, we're gonna check there how much he withdrawn and where. So but he says these charges it's less than 20 rand. Let's go and check the charges there. He withdrawn the Bernard. So Bernard withdrawn there. Let's see the withdrawal. There's the cash withdrawal. He withdrawn 1,300 where in the branch, not in the ATM. So we go to these bank charges, the formulas for the bank charges. So the fee structure. So we go to the withdrawals and then we go and check there the branch. So it's 3 rand plus 100, 1 rand 50 cent per 100. So how are we going to calculate that? Sorry, guys. So how are we going to calculate that? It's 2.1.6. So we're gonna see calculate the cost. So it's 1 rand 50. Yeah, forgot the fee structure. It's 3 rand 50 per 150. 3 rand 50 plus 150 per 100 rand. So it's 3 rand 50. So it's 3 rand 50 plus 1 rand 50, and then the 1 rand 50 we times by the amount it's 1,300, the amount that you withdraw divide by 100. So it's going to be, so when you punch that in the calculator, it's going to be, 23 rand, 23 rand. So therefore we can conclude, say his statement is not valid. His statement is not valid, right? Because the bank charges is what? Is 23 rand, but he said it's going to cost less. So he was not true. So let's go to the next question. The next question in 2.2, it says Jessica is planning to save 22,000 rand for 18 months. Let's go to 18 months. 18 months, that's 1.5 year. It's 1.5 year, so it's a year and 6 months, so it's 1.5 in terms of years. Now, 18 months at a simple interest at the rate of what? 7.5 per year interest. Now it says calculate the amount she will receive at the end of the 18 months. So, um, so these savings, we have to calculate these savings here. So what are we going to do in 2.2? 2.2, so we're going to calculate the money for the first year, how much money he will have in the first year. So in the first year, what we do, we take the money that is saving, which is the 2,000, we multiply by the percentage. We multiply by the percentage. Where's the percentage? It's 7. Where's the percentage? Is 7.5. We multiply by 7.5 over 100, right? 7.5 over 100, and then it's going to be with times by 1, but you don't have to, so it's going to be 1 rand for 150 rands. So in the first year, the interest, this is the interest, in the first year, right? So by the end of the first year, he's going to have the interest plus the principal. So it's 2,000 rands plus the 150 rand. So it's going to be 2,150 in the first year. That's the money that he's going to have in the first year. But what we're interested at the end of what? Of 1.5 year. 1.5 year. So what we do, so we calculate the total, right? So we take the principal, which is the 2,000 plus these interest. It's interest per year. So we take the interest per year, we times it by what? By 1.5. Right? We take the interest per year, we times it by 1.5. I hope I do make sense. So this times that by 1.5. So the answer there, it's going to be, if you punch it in the calculator, it's going to be, let me quickly do it. So the 150 times by 1.5, it's 225, plus 2 plus 2,225 plus 2,000. So it's going to be 2,225 by the end of the what? Of that term, right? I hope I do make sense on that. Guys, you can do it in whatever way that you know your teacher taught you. You can do it whatever way, as long as you're going to give those answers there and you show everything. Remember, show all the calculation. 2.3, the last question in question 2, right? It says The price of fishing gear, it's 2,400 VAT exclusive. When they say VAT exclusive, that means it has no VAT at that 2,500. There has to be a VAT that needs to be added there in that 2,400. It is expected that the fishing gear will increase by 10%. On top of the 15% that you need to add it there, it will increase by 10%. Now it says it is expected that the fishing gear will increase by the 10% in this coming December. John wishes to buy the fishing gear in December after receiving his saving payout of 3,000. So John is going to buy this in December, and in December it's going to increase by 10% on top of the 15% of the VAT. So he's going to have 300. Now it says he claims that he will have enough money to buy this fishing gear. Let's see. It says verify, showing all your calculation whether his claim is valid. So what are we going to do? First, we're going to add the 15% there, and then we increases that money with the VAT with the 10%. So it's 2.3, 2.3. 2.3. So what we're going to do, we're going to calculate what? VAT inclusive. VAT inclusive. The VAT inclusive, what we do there, we take the 2,000. How much is it? It's a 2,400. 2,400. We add the 15%. When we add the 15%, you say 115% over 100. It's gonna be when you add the 15%, the total amount with the VAT now. So it's gonna be 2,760. Remember, guys, this one is VAT exclusive. It doesn't have a VAT. So by timesing by this, you are adding the VAT. So now we're going to calculate the price increase. Now, the price increase, how much is going to be when it has increased by 10%? So you take this amount, you say 2,760, you increase it by 10% now. It's going to be 110 over 100. So when you punch that in the calculator, it's going to be 3,036 rand. Do you see it's over than the 3,000 that he was claiming that is going to be enough? So we can say therefore his claim is not valid. His claim is not valid. He was not true. He was not telling the truth. Question 3. Question 3, it says Mr. Bernard planned to buy a new car. He's uncertain about the color and the model of the car. He decides to do some research before he makes a decision, right? It says he came across the following charts that shows color cars sold in the previous month. So this diagram, it shows the car sales. In the car sales, it says car sales during the specific month, right? So the beige color was 24%, and the other colors, it's 3%, and the white color it was sold the most, and then silver and black and blue and red. If you look at red, it doesn't have the percentage, but we know the percentage of this in the pie chart is 100%. Now it says use the information to answer the following question. 3.1.1, it says name the chart that is shown. This chart, guys, it's called pie chart. It's pie chart, right? It says state whether the above data is categorical or numerical. So guys, this data, it has categorized the car according to colors. So this is categorically. So all the cars are categorized according to their colors. So this type of data is categorical, right? It's not numerical. Calculate the percentage of the red car. The percentage of the red car, 3.1.3. The percentage of the red car, guys, so you say percentage of what? Red. And then you take 100%. Remember, this is 100%, the whole, including this red. So you're going to minus this and minus this and minus this and minus this and minus this. It's going to give you what is this percent out of 100. So I'm going to minus the white color, which is 35. And then I minus the 3%. I minus the 24% for beige. I minus the 15% for silver. I minus what? I minus the 6% for black. I minus 9% for blue. So if you punch that in the calculator, the remainder in that percentage, it's gonna be 8%. It's gonna be 8%. So that means the red car, they sold 8% of them. Let's answer 3.1.4. During a specific month, 350. So in this month of these cars that were sold, it's 350 cars were sold. So in total, it says calculated the number of beige. Out of this 350, were these cars, colors of cars. But we want the number of the beige one, the number of beige. So what are we going to do there out of the 350? So this question, we're going to say 350 will multiply. What is the percentage for beige? Is 24. So you multiply by 24%. So 24 you divide it by 100. So it's going to tell us how many cars were sold today. It's what? It's 84 cars. They sold 84 cars for what? For beige, right? 3.1.5, it says Mr. Bernard claims that a white car doesn't attract debt easily. That's his claim. It says give another valid reason why a white car might be a better option to buy. Why a white car is a better option to buy? Guys, there are a lot of reasons. First one, we can say um, the paint of the white car. You can talk about the paint. The white paint can make your car look cool. It's very nice. It beautifies the white paint. It makes the car beautiful. That's one reason. Number one, your white car the paint of the white car is cheap. Let's say if you want to repaint your car and you buy the white paint is cheaper, right? And there's so many reasons, guys. And the white car is very visible in the road. You can easily spot it, the white car in the road, than the black car, the navy car in the road. So it's any reason, guys, just one reason, you get the 2 marks. The last part of question 3, which is 3.2, Mr. Bennett came across different lengths of cars in South Africa. So 4.1 meters, 4.3 meters, this is the length of the car. This is the data, right? But this data is not sorted, right? It's a raw data, so you need to sort it first. It says use the information above to answer the following question. Now 3.2.1, it says calculated the mean length given to the data. As when we talk about the mean, we talk about the average, right? So mean, what do you do with the mean, guys? You take all these values, you add them, and then you divide by the number of them. How many are they? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, right? So let's cut the chase. So it's 4.1 plus 4.3 plus 5.8 plus 4.1. Guys, I'm intentional by cycling them, knowing which number I've already used. Plus 2.9 plus 5.1 plus 3.6 plus 2.5 plus 4.7. Let's put this guy here. Plus, it's 2.5, it's 4.7 plus 4.4. Let's do this. Let's do this. It doesn't allow me. Okay, After 4.4, it's 4.2. So we're going to say plus 4.2 plus 5.0, and then we all divide this by what? Remember, these numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we divide by what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We divide by 12. So the answer, if you punch that in the calculator, it's gonna give you 4,225. You can round off your answers into two decimal places. So it's going to be 4.23. So that's your average of the length of the car there. 3.2.2, it says calculate the median. Guys, you can never calculate the median without sorting the data. You need to sort the data from the minimum to the maximum, or the maximum to the minimum. So you need to sort your data. So what are we going to do? I'm going to start with the smallest number, 3.2.2. I'm going to sort the data. I'm going to look for the smallest number here. The smallest number that I see here, it's 2.5. So it's let me just write here. Let me put this guy here now. Let me do that. It's going to be 2.5. And then another twos. Where's the other twos? It's 2.9. The one that follows, it's 2.9. And then it's going to be 3. Where's the 3? We have a 3.6. So it's 3.6. And then another number, the other threes. Let's look at the 4. The 4s, it's 4.1 and 4.1. Right? It's 4.1 and 4.1. It's 4.1 and 4.1 and 4.2 and 4.2 and 4.3 and 4.3, and we're going to 4.4, 4.4 and 4.5, 4.5. I hope I'm still correct. It's 4.4. Where's the 4.5? There's no 4.5 here. It's 4.7, 4.7 and 5. We have a 5, 5, 0, and we have 5.1, 5.1, and then we have 5.8, 5.8. We have a 5.8. So we have that. This is an ascending order from the small one to the big one. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to move from the right end. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, up until we're looking for the median, right? We're looking for the median. Hey guys, let's start over. Okay, another thing that is important, counter the numbers again. If you see there, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means there are 12 numbers. That means you're in the right track. Okay, start there. And then the 2, the 2, the 2, the 2. And then we are left with these two numbers. Once you find the two numbers in the middle, that means the median, it's between these two numbers. So what are we going to do? You say the median, it's what? 42 plus, not 42, it's 4.2 plus 4.3. You divide by 2. So it's going to be 4.25. 4.25. The 4.25, it's a number that is in the middle there. It's the median. I hope, guys, it makes sense. That's an easy one. Question 4. Mr. Bernard compared the water tariff of his own town to Matlosana. He got the following water tariff for Matlosana for the 2023 or 2024 book year. Guys, this table, it's a water tariff for Matlosana in 2023-2024. Guys, if you look at this, this is the consumption in kiloliters, and then this is the tariff, which is the rate. in what? In rands, the VAT is included. These amounts, they have VAT already. So for 0 to 6 kiloliter is that, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Right? Another thing that is important, guys, what are the liters in the first block there? It's 0 to 6. It's what? 6 kiloliter. From 6 to 20, you say 20 minus 6 is what? It's 14. 14 what? Kiloliter. From 20 to 50, it's what? 30 kiloliter. From 50 and 100, and this is what? 100 again, and this is above, right? Okay, let's go and answer the questions. It says use the information above to answer the following question. 4.1, the amount in the table 1 above includes VAT. So these amounts, they include VAT. It says VAT included. What is the current VAT in South Africa, which means here in 2025? So it's 15%, guys. The tariff increased from 2022 to 2023 to 2023 to 2025 by 6%. So there was an increase from this year to this year by 6%. Now it says calculated the previous tariff for 0.6, the previous tariff for 0 to 6 kiloliter category. So we want to know before it's this, before it was this, how much it was before. So what do we do? 4.1.2. 4.1.2. What are we going to do? We remove. In other words, we're going to remove the 6% out of this amount. So the 0 to 6 is that amount. So what are we going to do? We're going to say, what is that amount? It's 27 rand 80. 27 rand 80. The 27 rand 80, we are removing the 6%. So we're going to say 100 divided by 106, which is the 106 is the 100%, is the 100% plus the 6%. So when you punch that in the calculator, it's 27 rand 80, right? Times by 100 over 100, it's going to be 26 rand 23 cents. So it was 26 rand 23 cents before, right? 2.1.3, it says Mr. Bernard claims that the 8 kiloliter of water cost more than 550 for 2023 to 2024. Yeah, it says verify by calculating the cost of 8 kiloliter if the statement is correct. So if the total of this 8 kiloliter is more than 550, that means his claim is what? Is valid, or his statement is valid. So let's see. 4.1.3. So let's look at the 18 kiloliter. Where does the 18 kiloliter belongs to? All right. So the 18 kiloliter, it belongs where? Let's see. So it's 6. And then from 18, so it's going to be the first block. And then you are remaining with 12. And then the 12 is going to be here. So here you're going to have 6. And then you're going to have 12. I hope I make sense by that. That makes 18. So what are you going to do there? You're going to say 6 to 0 to 6. It's going to be 6 kiloliters there. And then from 6 to what? To 20. From 6 to 20 is going to be what? From 6 to 20. From 6 to 20, it's going to be what? You're going to have what? 12. Right? You are going to have 12 kiloliters. And then now you're going to calculate the cost. So calculating the cost today, you take the 6 kiloliter, you times by the rate, which is the 27 rand 80. You times by 27 rand 80, and then you plus the next rate here, which is the what? The 12, you times by what? You times by 34 rand 60 cent, right? 6 cents. You times by 34 rand 6 cents, right? 34 rand 6 cents. So the answer there, it's going to be, if you punch that in the calculator in rands, it's going to be 575 52 cents. 52 cents. Therefore, you can say his statement is valid. His statement is valid. He said the amount is going to be more than 550. So this is more than 550. Right. Now let's look at this question 4.2, which is the last question. It says, over a year's time, Mr. Bennett keeps a record of his family water usage. He drew the graph of his record, right? It says, note, the water usage is rounded each to the nearest whole number, each month to the nearest whole number. So month one, it's that, month two. Okay, let me write the numbers there so that month one is 16. It's 16. Month two is 14. It's visible. Month three is 19. It's between 20 and 18. It's 19. Month four is 17. Month five is 19. Month is 17. That one 22. That one is 15. That one is 20. That one is 17. That one is 19. That one is 18. Right. Okay. Now those are the consumption. It's 16 kiloliters, 14 kiloliters for those months and so forth. He recorded that and he drew a graph for that. It says determine the probability of randomly selecting a month with a usage that is less than 12 kiloliter. Let's go to 12. Let's go to 12 and see. Let's go to 12. Where's 12? Here's 12. Is there any number that is less than 12 there? Maybe you don't see that. Is there any number that is less than 12? No. So answering this question, you say the probability that is less than what? 12 kiloliters. It's what? It's 0 out of how many? 12 months. 0 out of 12, it's what? It's 0. So that means it's what? No chances, right? No chances of selecting the month with a liters that is the water consumption that is less than 12 kiloliters. 4.2.2, it says list all the values of water usage over 12 months for, it says list all the values for water usage over 12 months from the graph and determine the mode. All right. What is important here, guys, it's not just the mode, it's listing. It says list all first. So we must list first. I've made it easier for you. It's 16, 14, 19. Okay. But in order to get the mode, you must list them called in an ascending order, right? Let's list them in an ascending order. Okay. I'm going to do it here. The list, the smallest number here is 14. So I'm going to start with 14. And then is there another 14? No. And a second biggest number is 15. It's 15, right? And what is the and 16? And 16, come on. And 16 and 17, 17, 17. And there are 3 17s, right? 3 17, 17, 17, 17. And then after 17, it's 18. It's 18. And then after 18, there are many 19s. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 19s. 1, 2, 3. And then 20, 22, 20, 22. I hope I am correct. Right, now it says list. We have done the list, which is right. And then it says it wants the mode. The mode is the modal, is the number that appears the most. So we have 17, 3 17s, and 1 18. We have 3 19s, and that's all. So those are the numbers that appears the most. The numbers, the mode here, which is the modal, it's what? It's 17 and what? And 19. That's the modal there. It's a 17 and 19. Guys, the question paper is going to be closer to this. It's going to be these topics, each and every paper one. It's going to be this, but practice more. Don't stick to this paper. Practice more questions on these topics, right? Guys, I hope I make sense. Cheers. Bye.